नमस्कार मंडळी. सुहाना सफर या माझ्या YouTube चॅनलमध्ये मी वैशाली देशमुख तुमचं सगळ्यांचं मनःपूर्वक स्वागत करते. आजच्या एपिसोडमध्ये आपण भेटणार आहोत श्री मुकुंद गायधनी यांना. त्यांच्याविषयी सांगायचं तर साधना कला मंचच्या बुक क्लबचे ते सदस्य आहेत. आणि वयाच्या 80 वर्षानंतर सगळ्या जबाबदाऱ्यांमधून मोकळं झाल्यानंतर आता ते अजून वेगवेगळ्या आव्हानांना सामोरं जात आहेत आणि स्वतःची आवड जोपासत आहेत. श्री गायधनी हे उत्तम वाचक जसे आहेत, त्याचप्रमाणे ते लेखक सुद्धा आहेत. त्यांनी पहिलं पुस्तक लिहिलं, कालाय तस्मै नमः. आणि दुसरं पुस्तक त्यांनी लिहिलं जेव्हा त्यांनी नर्मदा परिक्रमा पूर्ण केली. त्याच्यानंतर त्यांनी इंग्लिशमधून एक पुस्तक लिहिलं, ओम मदर नर्मदा. आणि त्यांना बोलतं करण्यासाठी आज आपल्याकडे आलेले आहेत श्री सारंग भिडे. भिडे यांच्याविषयी सांगायचं तर ते पर्यटन क्षेत्रातील अतिशय अनुभवी असे व्यक्तिमत्व आहे. आत्तापर्यंत त्यांनी 50च्या वर यात्रा ऑर्गनाइज केलेल्या आहेत. तर श्रीयुत भिडे हे मुकुंद गायधनी यांच्याशी संवाद साधणार आहेत. तर श्री गायधनी यांच्या इच्छेनुसार आजची जी त्यांची मुलाखत आहे ती फक्त मराठी माणसांपुरती मर्यादित न राहता इतर भाषिक आणि भरपूर लोकांपर्यंत पोहोचावी म्हणून आपण ही मुलाखत इंग्लिशमधून घेणार आहोत. तर आता ह्या पुढची सूत्र मी देते श्री सारंग भिडे यांना.
Namaskar, Ram Ram and Pranam. Welcome to my studio. This is Sarang Bhide. Welcome you on behalf of a new show today in conversation with an interesting personality who claims he is a common man. But at his 80, he still finds a passion to live life. Let's meet one of a very interesting personality. As a professional, I have traveled all the lengths and breadths of the country, plus 50 other countries. And during all these journeys, I have come across very interesting personalities. Today, the gentleman was born in a Marathi family in Gujarat. His childhood was spent in the nature and the countryside of Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh. Afterwards, he pursued engineering for his bread and butter. He built his career in aviations, then heavy motors, then forging, and finally entering into own business. After almost 35 years, he turned to something else. As a child, he was also educated to learn flute and Hindustani classical music. In 2007, this fellow found his tunes are now matching with violin. He learnt violin and he mastered it. In 2025, at the age of 79, he found another way to live a life in a different way. He took up the most challenging pilgrimage yatra of India, that is Parikrama of Narmada. That is Narmada Parikrama, the circumambulance of River Narmada. In between, he also found that he is quite good in penning down his emotions. So he became an author. And the subject he chose was 1857, the first freedom fight of India. After the completion of Yatra, his Yatra did not stop there. He penned down the entire travelogue of experiences, and that too in English. The first book was in Marathi, the second book was in English. The interesting parts are there that he has connected the dots of this entire yatra in a language which is not his own mother tongue. So let's meet today Mr. Mukund Gaydhani and understand what exactly made him to start his journey from an engineer to a music lover to an author and so on and so forth. I welcome Mr. Mukund Gaydhani to our studios. Namaskar, sir.
Very good morning, Sarang. I am very happy to be interacting with you. I am thankful to Vaishali and Satish Deshmukh for their blog Suhana Safar and to interact in front of their viewers.
So thank you very much for coming to the studio. As you had said, I found it very interesting that most of the pilgrimage who are going on this yatra tend to write down their emotions or tend to write down their experiences through a spiritual spectacle. हाँ, ये चश्मा थोड़ा सा अलग होता है, लेकिन what I found you in you is that you want to make it in a different way. You want to make this conversation, you want to take this conversation on a different path and make it little interesting and out of the box. So before coming to our Narmada, which is our main topic today, first let me ask you an interesting question, or this is something that very different, that from engineering background, what made you to write down about 1857, which is a very not well-known subject or not taught in the schools even to the deepest. So what made you to choose this subject to write your first book?
1955-56, I was studying in a town, Chota Udaipur, which is about 100 kilometers away into a tribal area from Vadodara.
I see.
In that village, while we were playing, while we were interacting with the elders, we were told that Tatya Tope, the revolutionary of 1857 conflict, was trying to march into Baroda and had reached up to the outskirts of Chota Udaipur when he found confronted by British Army's 3-4 units, and he had to go back. And there were very proud moments, proud stories about Tatya Tope and 1857 that were told to us in the evenings when darkness was falling on the ground by the elders. When we came to study the content in the school, we were told that it is the mutiny by Indian soldiers of the British Army, encouraged by disgruntled uh, lords or kings of the Indian origin.
Mhm.
And it is a failed attempt which was crushed by Britishers.
Right.
There was a disparity of content between the two narrations,
Right.
and it was hard to believe.
Mhm.
But we kept it within ourselves and we progressed, because to pass we have to write what is written in the book.
Right.
All the same, we carried this in. Then came the first book on 1857 by Vinayak Damodar Savarkar.
Yes.
1857 Swatantrya Samar. When you read that book, you come to know what it is, a total content, and what was the spirit, etc. We also at that time came to learn that Britishers did not allow any Indian author or any Indian reporter to report the 1857 or anything about 1857 for the public for next 50 years.
I see.
Even Savarkar's book was banned for distribution and publication in India. It was smuggled out from Germany or somewhere. Then I was traveling to Kailas Manas. In my group, there was a great grandson of Tatya Tope,
Oh,
Dr. Rajesh Tope.
I see.
So one evening when we were sitting in our tent resting before dinner, I just asked him, "Are you just the namesake of Tope's, the famous Tatya Tope?" No, he said, "No, I am the great grandson of Tatya Tope." Then we became friends and we were exchanging what the current generation of Topes feel about 1857.
Mhm.
It was a feeling of very great intensity. And the honor they get even now from the current generation of Indians in those places where Tatya Tope had traversed, Bhivpuri or Chipa Barud. These are the borders of Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. Eventually, he was hanged into one of those places. He also mentioned to me that one of his cousins, Mr. Rajesh Tope, has written a book Tatya Tope's Operation Red Lotus.
I see.
When I read both these books, my earlier doubt of a miscontent or misinformation being taught to the Indian generations became very prominent. And I decided to do some more research with Bharat Itihas Sanchodhak Mandal. For almost 60-70 hours, I poured into the various archives, and I got the core content of the book with me. And then I thought, because too many of the heroes, too many of the battles, too many fronts that the war was fought, I took Kal, or the time, as an eternal element to which each of the leaders of these conflicts are telling their stories. The unity between Hindus and Muslims for fighting Britishers was extraordinary. All the people, although the war did not succeed for their main purpose, it kindled the spirit of freedom among all Indians. And I wrote the book.
Very interesting book. In fact, what appealed me the most is your style of writing as a storyteller. No doubt there are many names which are associated with Maharashtra, and we are proud to be a Maharashtrian. Right from Nana Sahib Peshwe to Tatya Tope, many names are related to it. What I found it interesting that every person is telling his or her own story. Why made you to chose this style of writing?
Because you see, after the war was unsuccessful, Britishers decided to disband their East India Company, and then the Queen of England decided to uh, declare the declaration, and administration changed, but they mercilessly made the life of all those involved miserable. If they were caught, they were invariably tried and hanged. Those who fled, they escaped, maybe for a few years. There were advertisements in the publications, gazettes, for the price of 50,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupees for catching Nana Sahib Peshwe. So all these things, when you find, who do they tell these stories? Even their children, they suffered for quite a few years. People were afraid to help them. They were helping, but they were ensuring that the Britishers don't catch them.
I see.
So, best way to tell the story, like, no, it has not been published, so let us put it into they are telling the story to a Kal.
Mhm. And hence the name is also
Kalay
after
Tasamai
Kalay
Namaha.
Tasamai Namaha. What exactly means Kalay Tasamai Namaha?
I submit myself to the Kal, the time.
I see. So very interesting. So that was really inspiring story for me. For just for out of my personal knowledge gain, we talked very bad about the second Bajirao Peshwa, who was the last Peshwa. But through your stories, I found another side of Peshwa talking about himself and justifying whatever his rule, whatever his stand was. So that was a gain personally for me as far as your Kalay Tasmai Namaha is concerned. Okay, let's come to our main part of our conversation. You wrote this Kalay Tasmai Namaha in what year? You
I
completed
wrote
this?
it and published in 2018.
2018.
In 2018.
I see. And then it comes to 2025 when you decided to go on a pilgrimage of Narmada. I understand it is not like a package tour. Ki chalo, today I find that there is a tour company's advertisement. Within 8 days, you visit Amarnath Yatra, pay so and so, everything is taken care of. You travel in a flight to Srinagar, return from there, then entire thing is taken care by a yatra company. But this particular Narmada Yatra is on a very different level. It is not like an overnight decision. So what made you, can you give some idea, what made you to think about taking up this yatra? And what was the thinking is one part and actual execution is on the other part. What exactly happened in between? What made you to think about this yatra and what were the hurdles before going to yatra?
Well, Narmada Parikrama is concerned, I go back to 1956-57 when a colleague of my father had completed Narmada Parikrama in 13 months.
I see.
In those days, the communication facilities were extremely remote. They could only write a postcard to their families and drop it into the post box in a place while they are walking.
I see.
This colleague had performed his big puja after coming back, and I had participated in it. So I had known about what the yatra is really. It was lying in my mind as in the bucket list, wish list, that I should be able to do, God permitting. Later on, during last 30-40 years, I have been reading a lot. I read several books on Narmada Parikrama. So my curiosity of the Parikrama and the difficulties involved increased one gradually. Some of the major people who contributed to my curiosity are Goni Dandekar, Jagannath Kunte, Bharati Thakur, Mai Chitale, and several others. I also heard people who had done the parikrama, their experiences. Like Milind Shirgopikar is one of my friends who had done it 5 times in last 10 years.
I see.
2024 was a little unfortunate year for me. I lost my wife in January and my younger sister in May. I was going through mental turmoil. Then I decided to do with friends a wari from Alandi to Shivajinagar, about 20 to 23 kilometers on a day, along with Warkaris from all over Maharashtra. Some 10,000 people surrounded, walking, enjoying their devotion. I also became part of them. Throughout that day, noise pollution, food pollution, water pollution, all that I tolerated. Evening, when I came back, for the first time in 6 months, I slept very well.
I see.
Without having to worry about my personal losses. Next day, I found that despite walking 22 kilometers, I was fit to do my exercise and normal routines with no trace of any pains. And for next few days, it gave me a kind of coolness into my turmoil. Then I decided if one day outing of this nature can give me this kind of a relief, if I do a long project, maybe it will help me in a much better way to recover. So the idea of Narmada Parikrama came to surface. Then I took advice from my mentor. I asked my children, they readily gave me the permission and I started preparation. And I launched myself for that parikrama in January.
Great. Two things from your answer. One is writing a postcard, which the modern generation is not even aware about. And second, while joining the Wari, enjoyment was at its peak. When you traveled to Narmada Yatra, how did you manage to write down these things? Did you use the same kind of postcard because it is not existing? But how did you narrate it down, or how did you note it down all your experiences?
Interesting. See, although my children permitted me to go, when I prepared myself and was packing for my things, because restrictions were far too many. I had to manage within a total load of not more than 7 kilograms on my back, because I
see.
have to carry my luggage on my back.
Oh,
There is no porter, no help, no nothing. So while I was doing it, my children became little bit conscious. They were kind of worried, and then they started talking about, You are doing it very good, you do it. If you are not able to do, return back." Kind of a disturbed mood I could read. All the same, we started.
okay. And you used to take down notes every day. And how did you post it to the? How did you post your daily routine to
In the
others?
process, I promised that every day, whatever I am doing, whatever is my condition, whatever I am seeing, I will report to my children
I see.
on WhatsApp.
Okay.
So I had my notebook with me. So every day, once I reach in the evening for the ashram or the place of my stay, after cleaning myself and doing the puja, or before doing the puja, I would quickly write down name of the places, the hours I have walked, what important things I have seen, my physical conditions, and I will put it down on WhatsApp and send it. So this became my core data.
I see. And what was the response? Because for a new generation, your their Azoba is traveling on a very different yatra. For a few days, it's an interesting thing. But after a point of time, it becomes, oh, what is to be ready, everything, because things are very Greek and Latin to them.
Well, they were all aware of what Narmada Parikrama involves, and especially they were worried that I am not traveling in the company of anybody known to me.
Correct.
So they were eagerly looking forward to my reports,
I see.
and mostly if the range was available, they would talk to me for 2 minutes, few minutes maybe. Sometimes they will video call me so that they can see in person. Other than that, okay, they also knew that I am going through smoothly after about a week or 10 days, and then okay.
How much was the duration of yatra, and how much exact distance did you cover during this time?
Total distance is 3,200 kilometers.
Oh,
Okay, there is no fixed time limit for that. You may travel 0 kilometer a day if you are physically not possible to walk or what, or if your temperature or something, or you may walk up to 20 kilometers, you may walk up to 30 kilometers, you may walk up to 35 kilometers in a day, depending on the terrain, depending on the rest that you need to take, depending on the disturbances, whatever.
okay. What is a typical day on a Narmada Parikrama yatra?
I would give you an example of a day, but it is not necessary that all days will be same.
Correct.
I'm just giving an example. Let us talk about 14th day from the start of my parikrama. It was 27th of January 2025. I was in Shulpani jungles, and I had hired a 26-year-old help to carry my luggage and to show me the path and to help me negotiate the difficult portions of the walk. His name was Sarata. We started from an ashram where the first thing, the motor of a pump did not start because of electrical problems.
Mm-hmm.
So Mr. Kharate, who was running that ashram, he told that he is not able to do it. In normal days, a person will get in city disturbed. What the hell? What are you doing? Why are you doing this?
Correct.
I said, very fine. If it is not there, okay, we will not have bath, no problem. We will just clean our face, we'll do the puja and we will start. At 7:45, say 7:30 or 7:40, he says, I am yet to serve you the tea. I said, look, I don't need tea. He says, at least drink this little milk. I said, okay, fine to me. I had milk, we started. We walked for about 9 kilometers, 1.5 hours. We came to village Jivati. It was a thick jungle with about 1.5 meter of a gravelled road. Trees both sides of the place, ups and downs in plenty, big gravels, small gravels. We were enjoying. I was walking. I was seeing the sun rising from two hills and taking photographs and all. My concentration lapsed for a moment. I slipped from a big gravel and had a vertical fall, front fall. There was a commotion because there were about another 15-20 people traveling by
I see.
us. They all stopped. What happened? How are you? Luckily for me, I had a cut under my right eye and I had a cut on my left temple. And besides few bruises, I was normal. So first thing I checked, my eyesight was okay. There was no bleeding from the teeth. There was no bleeding from the nose. I thanked Mother Narmada for taking care of me with a minor punishment for my lapse of concentration. And we started walking in another 5 minutes.
So you get this feeling of protection every time by Mother Narmada?
You see, it starts from the day when you start your sankalpa. You are in the middle of the river. You are offering the river milk, curd, ghee, sweets, praying. You establish a connection with that deity.
I see.
It is no longer a river. It's a deity. So you say that I am a small, unknown, unfamiliar child walking alongside your flow. Please take care. This relation is established from that moment onwards. As you walk, there are difficulties, there are problems, there are fatigue, there is tiredness, there are negative thoughts. But every time you have a solution coming by you. So your faith in your deity increases every day. Progressively, it keeps on increasing. Such that for any difficulty, the first thing you remember is Mother Narmada.
Okay.
This is the feeling.
I see. So Mother Narmada takes care of every child who is traveling by,
Every
passing
child that is living by her side.
living by her side.
Living by her side. Even if somebody sees Narmada, he gets her blessings.
I see.
If he takes bath in the Narmada, he gets his blessings. If he prays, she takes care. It's like a mother taking care of a child. She knows what difficulty child has. But if child is misbehaving, she also knows how to put him on the track, how to correct him.
Is it?
Yeah.
I have also heard that if a prasad is offered and if you to you, you should not neglect it or you should not say no to it. And in case you say no to it, then there is a punishment for sure. Have you experienced such kind of thing?
Yes, it happens many a times. Your stomach is not all right. Somebody says, "Aiye bal bhog lijiye." Take the breakfast.
Acha, bal bhog is breakfast.
Breakfast.
Okay.
He offers you. You know that your stomach is upset, but the person who wants to offer you breakfast is not because he sees you traveling just like that. You are traveling in a specific attire with a dand and kamandalu. So you are a Narmada Parikrama. You are on Narmada Parikrama. So he wants to pray Narmada through you.
Oh.
Now, even if your stomach is not all right, you say Narmade Har, go there, sit there, how are you, exchange few words. When he offers, you maybe take a little bit of it, or you say that I have just taken, I'll keep it with me, I keep it in the bag, little bit of it. He offers you tea, I drink tea. and I say goodbye. This is what you do it. Sometimes some people miss it. Some people are not able to come out of their comfort zone. So they want to look at it as another opportunity of a travel.
Mm-hmm.
So they say, oh, this ashram is serving brinjal vegetable. I don't want to stay in this ashram.
Oh,
So they go to another ashram.
I see.
Now, these kind of things are not on. You do get punished.
I see.
There was an ascetic I was traveling with me. I was traveling with. He was staying in the same ashram. The ashram had a small space, not enough. So the ascetic had to stay with another lady who was traveling with her husband. This ascetic felt offended. So he said, look, I am ascetic. How do you make me to sleep with the lady here?
Oh,
Mahant was cunning enough. He said, okay, Maharaj, you are welcome. Please sleep under the tree in front of it. Temperature was somewhere around 6 degrees centigrade in the night.
oh,
No problem, you don't want to sleep with the people. I have this place. I am asking you, giving you a place away from lady. And he was looking at us and saying, let him suffer.
okay.
This is it.
I see. So, while going on a yatra or such pilgrimage, it is said that you should leave yourself, that is me, at your home. But there must be some experiences that people still travel with their egos. People still travel with their own misunderstanding about self. Not everyone is under the same kind of state of mind. We have come across, or we come across the stories that there are several mystical experiences or there are spiritual experiences. As a common man, did you experience such kind of incidents anywhere in the route? Or
Uh,
what do you feel? Whether it is right, wrong? It is not right, wrong, but is it happening with the guys?
See, one thing is, I am traveling for my own good.
Mm-hmm.
It is none of my business to think about whether the another fellow traveling with me is less important or less religious. He has his own way of doing things. I leave it to him. I don't comment. I ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Now, when I personally travel on yatra or when I used to conduct yatra, my main intention or my main motive was to understand the stories because I am a storyteller. And when I travel on such yatra, there are treasures of mythological stories. Now, when you travel on Narmada, can you narrate one interesting story that appealed you the most and can be interesting to others as well? Anything, the origin of Narmada, her relation with Shivji. So, do you recall any kind of such story?
See, all along the flow of Narmada, path of flow of Narmada, through which you travel or do the parikrama, you come an intense Shiva Bhakti. Every street corner, every ghat, every approach to the river, there are some Shivalinga or the other. There are big temples, small temples. There are temples which are connected with having a heritage of 1,000 years, 5,000 years, 4,000 years. Big names,
I see.
Kapil Mani, uh, Markandeya, Narad, Indra, Brahmaji. These are the names in Hindu mythology which are almost gods or very close to God. These people have stayed there in those places and they have penance for years. Maybe some of them have laid their life into that place. So when you go there, you get extra charge. You get emotionally charged and find yourself lucky that you are coming to the place where these big people have done the prayers.
Mhm.
Eventually, Narmada is the daughter of Shiva.
Oh,
Okay, so Narmada has a blessing that every stone that comes into the Narmada river is a Shivaling.
okay.
So it's an interesting thing. You get more and more absorbed into religious things and you find yourself cleaning your inside.
I see. That reminds me, there is some proverb, Narmada ke kankar har Shiva Shankar. ऐसे कुछ, is
Yes,
it
yes,
something
you are
like
right.
that? Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
Narmada ke kankar har Shiva Shankar. So this is a story. It's a relation between a daughter and father, and then that daughter and us as children. Uh, in your initial year, when you started the day at Shulapani, you mentioned about a vyavastha, model called as ashram. All Parikramawasis normally take shelter during the night at several ashrams. I would like to know what kind of management is that? Do they charge for your stay? If no, how do they survive?
By rule, once you start parikrama, you don't need to spend anything for your daily needs.
Oh,
May it be food, may it be tea or beverages, may it be shelter, may it be your small essential requirements of washing products, or maybe your little bit of savory that you keep with you, or puja material that you need to buy. Traders don't charge you, ashram don't charge you anything. You have to be polite and you have to be prepared to submit to their norms
I
is the
see.
only rule.
Okay. And how are they managed?
They have different setups. Like some ashrams are controlled by big Hindu Sanatan organizations, Niranjani Akhada or things like that. They several ashrams, they on the Narmada bank at several places they manage it. There are also ashrams which are financed and provided inputs from a group of traders from big towns like Indore or Badwani or Nemavar or whatever. They provide the rations, they appoint a manager kind of a thing who looks after the ashram and he manages the things. There are ashrams where people volunteer for 15 days, 1 month, 2 months. They provide service while staying in that place and they also pray indirectly Narmada.
Okay.
Okay. There are very small ashrams where a land is donated by farmers. They build an ashram, they prepare a trust, and they appoint a ascetic to head the ashram. They call it Mahant. He not only conducts and takes care of the things, but he is also a religious head of the region, all people put together. So it is different from different for different places. There are also places on the road, on the path, where they stay for years. They may have been staying, like one example I know of, they were staying and very successful academicians in Bombay. They shifted and settled into a small house and they taught his son also. And the lady offers you tea, breakfast, or whatever, depending on the time. And they talk and they give you interesting insights into their life stories.
Interesting. So one need not to be wealthy to serve at this particular place.
Not
Even a
necessary. No.
common villager residing on
Yeah.
the banks of River Ganga, I'm sorry,
Mm.
River Narmada, feels that serving to a pilgrimage or Parikramawasi is directly service to the Mother Narmada.
It's not that.
Uh-huh.
The common belief is that if you make me comfortable by spending 100 rupees or by spending 1 hour of a service in whatever form, he believes that Narmada Maya gives him 100 times that.
Oh,
So he wants to ensure that you are comfortable in spite of what, notwithstanding with what he has. I have seen a lady in a hut at the top of a mountain after I had walked for about 20 kilometers in a day. Fully exhausted, my water had come to a minimum level with me. My help told me, would you mind having a tea? So I was shocked. I said, where will you get the tea in the top of a mountain? We were sitting on a parapet of a small hut. He went in towards the hut and he said, you will get the tea in 10 minutes. We were resting and wondering what kind of a tea we will have. There were two small urchins, boys of 4 years and 2 years, completely naked.
Okay.
They came to us and they told us that tea is ready. Come with your tumblers to the door of the hut.
Oh.
So we went there. We saw a 32, 35 years old lady, young lady, with a gown which was tattered all over. It was absolutely, but the smile on the face of that lady when she was pouring the tea was divine.
Oh.
I would not have seen Mother Narmada in physical form better than her.
Wow.
Even now, if I close my eyes, I can see her smile. And with devotion, she gave us black tea, beautiful tea that I had had in decades.
This is something interesting. It gave me goosebumps while you were narrating the story. Uh, Tell me something that everything is not as good as we think about or read about, or in fact we read and we listen only to good stories of a yatra or a pilgrimage. Is there other side of the story? Did you come across any kind of negative kind of a
Oh, of
experience?
course, there are a lot of things. See, the world is not all positive.
Correct.
There are good people, there are bad people, there are worse people. I happen to have slept along with me a person next to me who was talking to me while we were catching the sleep.
Mhm.
He suddenly said, Sir, I don't have Aadhaar card. Will it
Okay.
make any difference? I immediately thought that there is something wrong. So morning I reported to the organizers. Have you verified with this person? He does not have Aadhaar card. So the organizers were very nice. They said this gentleman had come to Omkareshwar to commit suicide.
Oh,
But he has been retrieved from his intention and he is put on a track of Narmada Parikrama.
I see.
I had also heard of the stories where the entire kit of my friend who came to me for advising on what to do, what not to do. Her kit was stolen from the ashram early in the morning. She had nothing but the clothes on herself to start the things again. So I had known that I have to be careful, watchful about the intention of the people. Theft take place invariably. There are people who do not have an intention, same intention as you about the religious thing. Some people have more religious than me, but there are people who want to use this opportunity as a honorable time pass to live without any money for years on.
Okay.
They they take the arms, they take the help, and they sell it in the market. Fine.
Oh,
So, but it does not affect me as long as I am careful about my things and my positivity is not disturbed. Is good.
great. Again, picking up a word from Wari. Wari is a place where we walk in a crowd, and that entire crowd chants Hari Vithala, Shri Hari Vithala, and that creates a different kind of a vibe. Too many people create a different kind of a vibe, but while on a parikrama, most of the time you are alone, right? So, what kind of enjoyment? How did you enjoy this me moment or walking silently along the banks?
See, moment you start Narmada Parikrama, you learn a few etiquettes of the new life. One is whoever comes in front of you, say Narmade Har. Now this Narmade Har is used in different contexts during the parikrama. One is common greeting. You say Narmade Har, somebody says Har Har Narmade. So we exchange it, we establish a connection with each other. If I am on a path where there are two divergents and I am doubtful about which path is correct, we make a big shout, Narmade Har,
Oh,
and expect that somebody who is doing the farm work or somebody is sitting in the hut in front of me, he or she comes out and I ask her which way to go. She directs you. So this is one another way. Third is whenever you go, whenever you have difficulties, you say Narmade Har. If you have too much acute pain, you say Narmade Har. You feel that you are diverting your concentration into something positive. Okay. So this Narmade Har, when you are walking on a difficult terrain where you are likely to slip or where you are likely to encounter thorns, you want to concentrate, you want to say Narmade Har every step that you take. So you are asking Narmada to take care of you to for the safe passage. So there are different contexts for different things.
I see. So Narmade Hara is a magical mantra or magical
In a
word.
parikrama, you chant this mantra for at least 100,000 times
I see.
minimum.
Mhm.
I'm saying.
Okay.
Now about the silent moments, there are moments, there are at least patches of half an hour, 45 minutes when you are walking. The only sound you hear is the when your leg hits the
Your
path ahead.
footsteps, right?
Okay,
Okay.
so that is the only sound you hear,
I see.
and suddenly out of the blue you hear some chirping of a bird, or you while you are walking, if there is a big bird or big animal, he or she makes flutter and runs away,
Uh-huh.
noticing you. I have come across those things, but these are the places where you see you connect yourself for your with your inner self while your walking continues by reflex.
Okay. Since you were walking alone most of the time, and most of the parikramas, parikramawasi manage that way. In between, you must have met few companions with whom you walked for a while, or couple of days, or 3 4 days. Did you remember or recall any interesting personalities in a way, the way they behave, their motive of coming to the parikrama? If you can narrate couple of experiences about it, it will be a very interesting story for us.
Uh, the first thing, when my Sankalpa Puja was over, my time in the Omkareshwar was complete. I said, now I have to start. I had to start alone. Only thing that was known to me is to walk that day 14 kilometers to a place known as Mortakka
Okay.
or Katta. I put my bag on the back. I went down, completed my formalities with the hotel where I was staying. I asked the shopkeeper, what is the way to go to Mortakka? He said, you walk like this. I walked for about an hour alone. For a rest in 50, after 50, 60 minutes, 5 minutes, I was sitting on the parapet of a big tree. There was a temple, and a sadhu came. He had long beard, and he approached me. Parikrama mein ho? I said, हाँ जी Maharaj. He gave me tidachi vadi.
I see.
Okay, sesame
Sesame.
sweet,
Mhm.
which is a conventional sweet on Sankranti day for us Maharashtrians. So I took it as a good omen, and he gave me a kind of a blessing, nod of approval. So, okay, after 5 minutes, I again put my bag, sack, and started walking. Another half a kilometer, I saw a person in the same attire as Parikramawasi, sitting on the parapet of a Nala. So, although I had no intention of resting, I went there and put my bag and I sat in beside him. And I told him, we introduced each other, and he said, I have completed my parikrama yesterday and I am starting my second parikrama today.
Oh,
So I said, why did you not? I mean, I said, I have started my parikrama for the first time and I need a help because I am new to this entire business. He says, don't worry, I am with you. This is the first time when I realized that Mother Narmada takes care of you. His name was, he told me, Sitaram. Okay. We went to Motaka, we went to the ashram because he had traveled last year. He knew the places, he knew the ashrams where he had stayed. And while we were walking up to that place, he told me that he will help me establish myself into the routine of parikrama. I found that his profession was a loader. He was a hamal in Indore all his life.
okay.
He had two children and he was doing parikrama second time. For a moment, I said, yeah, this fellow is not a suitable person to give company to me. But only for 1 hour that impression lasted. Because I found that every water source, he will light a uh, agarbatti, he will pray the water source. I started learning the tricks of the trade from that gentleman.
I see.
Moment you go to an ashram, he will look for the broom. He will clean the surface that where he wants to lay his asan. This is the second learning I took from him. He will pray so intensely that I felt ashamed of my 5-10 minutes of a prayer. But all the same, I said I must also know how to pray from heart of my heart. The way he will pray a Shivaling was also very interesting. Intensely he will pray. I said, this is what I have to learn from this gentleman. He is like my younger brother.
Oh,
Fine. He taught me a lot of things. He taught me where is the prem bhav in the ashram.
oh,
If there is an ashram where the mahant is not interested in you or he is not looking at you, he will say, let us get out of it. Now, these are the things, fine things that he taught me. And he also taught me how to enjoy the things. This is one person. Another couple I came across after I had crossed Sulpani jungles. I was again worried that I was in the same condition as I was on the first day with no company whatsoever. I found a couple from Karnataka near Belgaum or Ichalkaranji. They were farmers. The gentleman was in uh, saffron lungi and saffron shirt. His wife was a farmer again. Their couple in their 50s or 60s. So we started walking. I introduced myself. They said, very good. They introduced themselves. And I said, I need a company because I am traveling alone. They said, no worry. He had also done one parikrama earlier, so he had all the knowledge. And this couple and I were traveling together for next 1.5 months.
oh,
Okay. So nice. The very second day, the lady told that she has not been able to do service to her father during his last illness. So Mother Narmada has told her that this is an opportunity for her to look after me during the parikrama. And you would be surprised. We had established so close connections during that 1.5 months. We knew each other's problems. Just casually one day I mentioned that my back also pains in the evening, but I don't tell people. She felt so bad. She said, will you not tell your daughter to take care of you? Why did you not tell? This kind of relation is established.
Uh-huh.
I have come across people, even Mahants, when they come to know that I am 79 or 80, they'll come and sit in next to you. And they will very sincerely, from the heart of their heart, they'll say, whatever time Mother Narmada wants you to do the parikrama by walk, you do it. When it is not possible, it is perfectly all right for you to take help of the vehicles that are available on the way. It is the concern that is touching.
And that concern is for a stranger whom they have never met.
It is not a stranger.
I see.
Look,
Okay.
it is not you for whom they care. It is for a person who does the penance of Mother Narmada. So they connect heart to heart.
I see.
Okay. One place at an ashram, Lal Baba we call it. We got a message that the ashram needs some vegetables for their daily use from a market, weekly market that is available close to us. So I bought vegetables worth of about 150, 200 rupees. And obviously I was not going to ask for money from him. So I went and gave him everything. 80 years old Mahanta that day, when I gave everything, I said, look, this is all it is. He took extra care of me. He says, because you have come, I will cook shira for you. He was himself standing there and doing while he was talking to me.
I see.
Top of the story ends here. Next day, I said we will be leaving by around 9:30, and that is that. So he said, no problem. You will not have bal bhog, but you will have lunch prepared for you. You will complete the lunch. So we completed the lunch. So we said, we'll leave. So he says, where will you go in the afternoon and have a food? I will pack the lunch for you. You take this and keep it with you. This is what touches you.
Correct.
Great.
Great. So we have talked about some interesting personalities that accompanied you along the river during yatra. Did you come across any astonishing moment that you were never expecting during this yatra?
Yes. We were in Mandaleshwar and visiting various important temples. One of the temple was Modak's Ram Mandir, Gondavlekar Ram Mandir.
Uh-huh.
I had heard that it is about 90 years old Ram Mandir, established by one Mr. Bharucha, who was Parsi philanthropist, and it was run by Modak, who was the disciple of Gondavalekar Maharaj. His third generation, his grandson is now running that ashram. We went into the temple, an impressive Ram temple with beautiful clothings and beautiful environment. I was curious to meet Modaks. So there was a lady who had come out. I said, I am coming from Pune. I want to meet Modakji. Yeah, is he available in the town? He says, yes, certainly. She called and a gentleman came. So I said, I am coming from Pune. He took us again into the temple. And he was narrating how his grandfather was close disciple of Gondalekar Maharaj, this, that and all. Fine. And he also told that this is the biggest and most impressive temple in the town.
Oh.
Then I said, I'll show you something. I said, yes. He went towards a big box, wooden box. He opened it. There was a small wooden piece of a box he brought, and he said, inside this is the gown which was worn by Gondolekar Maharaj, which was presented to my grandfather.
I see.
So For a moment, I felt extremely elated that how lucky I am. Out of the blue, I am getting a piece of a attire which was worn by a great saint that is
True.
known to me.
True.
So I said, "Can I pray?" He said, "Yes." So I stepped back. I put my both hands. I touched it from the top, and I bent and put my head, and I said, "Thank you."
Oh,
I still remember that it's a great moment.
great. Very interesting. So, Maya offers so many surprises to you, and you have to just accept it with full open mind. Uh, for today's life in 21st century, for Gen Z and millennials, etc., what do you feel that a city dweller, what are the learnings you really got through this parikrama of 3,500 kilometer?
Most important thing is we all people are tied by our image or our profile right
Okay.
from the time we are born.
Mhm.
I am the son of a family, big family, illustrious son of big family. You start, your pampering starts with that. So you are decorated. Then as you grow, I am the brilliant student of a school. Then as you grow, I am the successful engineer of a college. I am a good husband. I am a great parent of a child. And I spend a lot of time in cultivating my image of a good. In the process, I lose my identity of what I enjoy or what I am.
Mhm.
When I was kid, I used to enjoy something. I on a Saturday afternoon after the schools and lunch, I will walk into the jungle. I will see the red flowers that are blooming for my holy preparation. I will pick up that, and the enjoyment I get out of that activity was tremendous. But I am not able to do. How many sunrises I have seen in during the parikrama that I would never have seen in years.
Oh,
How many occasions I have bathed into a open stream, sitting there and enjoying my thing, because within my image it is not permitted to behave like this.
correct.
So these restrictions are shed out, and you are your original child. This is the biggest gain of a parikrama. Two, you are too much trapped into the comforts. I can't sleep if it is not dark. I can't sleep if there is not sufficient wind. I can't sleep if there is a sound.
True.
I can't do my normal boweling if there is no commode.
Come on.
Okay, so your restrictions are too many of them. I need only the RO water for drinking, because it is impressed on me that if I do not drink RO water, I'll have to go to doctor. I will eat only specific food. I will worry about my sugar. I'll worry about my cholesterol, whatever. And doing this, I am restricting myself. Now, once you transform yourself quickly from this so-called shell life into a normal devotee, common normal devotee with the minimum needs. I don't mind if I don't have tea. I don't mind if I get something very remote, something very crude to eat, fine. I don't mind if I don't get breakfast at all. Even if I get only khichdi, it is wonderful to me, because I have toiled so much, I have created so much of hunger for within me to eat and accept anything that is offered as beautiful. I enjoy. Okay. Now, if I wish while walking that I have not eaten sweet for in days, you will not know, from a place totally unexpectedly, a person will offer you a sweet. So the surprise is one. I don't know where I will have food in the morning. I don't know where I will sleep in the afternoon. That is the wonder of the world. Now, this is what you gain. And then in the process, when you are physically moving so much, you are exercising so much, almost 45,000 steps in a day,
Oh,
on an average, is wonderful.
correct.
That gives you the realization that you can do it. It is not 3,000 that bogs you down, or 3,500 or whatever. It is your focus that I want to travel, and travel as much as I can.
Wow.
So you enjoy.
Interesting. So there are so many takeaways. Now coming back to our first, where I started. You have done with Parikrama, you have written a book. What is your next purpose at this age of 80?
Oh, there are too many of them. There are too many of them. See, question is, when you are 80, every day that you get in the morning is a bonus day given to you by grace of your God.
Correct.
Now, when the bonus day is given, it is not meant for throwing away. It is not meant for worrying about something that cannot be repaired by me in a day. It is not for something to curse somebody who insulted me. It is for the purpose such that in the evening when I go to bed, I must ask myself, have I brought about some comfort to somebody in the day? Purpose of my life is what? I want to learn something. I want to pick up, I want to strengthen my information. I want to be careful what my grandson thinks about his life, his problems, his missions. So this keeps you very happy. You meet people, different people in different moods. If they are talking negative, just listen, but keep a filter. It does not stay in your brain. Fine, stay with them, make a joke, make a comment here and there, and walk out of that place. But be positive and enjoy.
Great.
That is the life in 80s.
Wow. So thank you very much, Mr. Mukund Gaydhani, for coming down to the studio and narrating your story in a very different way. So guys, hope you like this. All the journeys that creates photographs and reels in this current age. There are a few, very few journeys that creates stories, and there are very little journeys that creates transformation. We have come across a journey today along with Mr. Mukund Gaydhani, and finally, at this age, the purpose of his life is spending that particular day happily. So, let me know, how did you feel about it? Thank you very much again, Mr. Mukund Gaydhani, for coming to the studio.
Thanks a lot. It was my pleasure.
Thank you very much. See you soon.
तर मग कशी वाटली तुम्हाला गायधनी यांची मुलाखत? आवडली असेल तर लाईक करा, शेअर करा आणि माझ्या चॅनलला अजूनपर्यंत सबस्क्राईब केलं नसेल तर नक्की करा. भेटू पुन्हा लवकरच.